Hello everyone, Gebatron here with the third video in the Roll Asset series for the game Hell Let Loose. What do I mean by assets? I mean the things that the different roles can physically place on the map. We already covered the commander and the squad leader roles in the first two episodes, so make sure to watch those first even if you aren't playing those roles. The more you know about the other roles, the more efficiently you can play the game. This video is all about the support role and the mechanics behind their supplies. Keep in mind that I play on PC, so all the control references will be for a mouse and keyboard. Please comment with controller specifics to help out the console crowd. At the time of this recording, every loadout the support player has includes a box of supplies. To equip them, simply use the mouse wheel to scroll to them in your inventory or press the appropriate number to go directly to them, in this case, number 4. You can press the Q and E keys to change the orientation of the box. The box outline must be green in order to place the supplies. Once you have them where you want them, hold down the left mouse button to place them. Simple, right? Not so fast. There are some details here you'll need to know. First is that supplies are on a cooldown timer, meaning that you will not be able to place more supplies for 5 minutes. This cooldown time can be reduced, but we will talk about that a little later. You can get a sense of how long you have left by the indicator bar here, where your supplies would normally be. Once this bar fills, then your supplies will be available again. Second is that your supplies can be used to build structures within a 50-meter radius. An easy way to see if you are within the build range is to tap the T key to bring up the HUD. If the supplies indicator is visible, then you are close enough. Third is that supplies cannot be picked up and moved. Once they are placed, that is where they stay until used or replaced. Fourth, you do not regain any supplies if the structures that use them are dismantled. Here you'll see we dismantle some barbed wire, but our supplies remain at 40. Finally, you can only have one box down at a time. When placing a second box, your first box will automatically despawn. This is on a per player basis, meaning if you change roles and someone else takes the support role in the squad, they will be able to place their own supplies in addition to yours. Now let's talk about how to reduce the time it takes to get our supplies. Here you can see we have a manpower node. You'll notice the yellow circle. This yellow circle surrounds our node at a distance of 50 meters. Coming within or being within this circle will reduce our cooldown time by half, from 5 minutes to 2.5 minutes. You do not need to stay within this area, but simply need to enter it or pass through it for the effect to work. The manpower node is the only node that will reduce the cooldown time for supplies. So what happens if you placed your supplies over 2.5 minutes ago and then enter this area? In that case, you would instantly get your supplies back. In other words, you get credit for time already spent in cooldown. The support role also has an ammo carrier loadout, but we will be covering how those assets work in a different video, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. This video is pretty short, so here are some basic tips for playing support. 1. Always try to place supplies close to your feet. You'll notice here that the outline turns white not too far away. I've had many people say they couldn't place supplies and I told them to look at their feet and it worked. Simple but effective. 2. Make sure you are not placing your supplies directly where someone is likely to build. Many times I've told an inexperienced support player to place their supplies and they will place them right in front of me, forcing me to move my garrison. Remember, you have a 50-meter radius, so make sure they are near but out of the way. 3. Let officers and engineers know when you have supplies available.
Supplies are available. I have more supplies.
That's all officers and all engineers, not just your squad leader and your engineer, but anyone near you. Use proximity chat and don't be afraid to speak up often to let these other players know you have supplies available. Supplies are perhaps the single most important asset in the game, as all other structures, other than OPs, require them to be built. 4. Request a manpower node.
Hey, you know what? Can I make a suggestion? Can you build a manpower one first? That way we get supplies faster.
Yeah, I can do that.
Engineers will often seek you out to build nodes. Make sure you request they build a manpower node first, as this will allow you to get your supplies more frequently. If they don't know why you are asking for a manpower node first, then be sure to educate them on the cooldown bonus. They will be glad to know this new information. 5. HQ Zone Supplies. During a Warfare mode match, if your team is pushed back to your final HQ sector, don't be afraid to switch to support. In this game mode, supply trucks are not able to drop their supplies in the HQ zone, so your supplies will be even more important than they normally are. You'll need to build garrisons fast in order to turn the tide. While the CO can airdrop supplies in the HQ zone, airdrops are highly visible and cost resources that may be in short supply. Support players are the best way to get supplies in the HQ zone without drawing unwanted attention. 6. Role swapping.
Okay, there's my supplies. I'll swap out.
While this isn't my favorite tactic, as I see it as borderline cheese, it does have its time and place. The idea here is that you place your supplies, then switch to a different role. This frees up the support role for a squad mate to take and place their supplies. This is a fast way to get a larger amount of supplies on the map. It works well when trying to place offensive garrisons quietly without requiring a supply truck or an airdrop. And real quick, here is a comparison of all the different factions' support role supply boxes. There it is. Make sure to add any of your own tips down in the comments, and feel free to ask any questions you may have. Make sure to check the description for useful links to help support the channel. Please use that Green Man Gaming link to buy Hell Let Loose or any other of your video games, as it will help the channel. And check out the wonderful Hell Let Loose community over at the Glows Battlegrounds Discord, which is also linked below. I hope you found this video informative. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.